this is a daily time frame, and you're saying that your stop loss is going to be 20 to 30 pips, right? So your stop loss is below. Now daily zones are bigger zones. Okay, let's just understand that let's say for 1 hour zone is like 6-7 pips, daily zone can be like 20 pips, 15 pips, right? So you're like, okay, I'm going to place a stop loss below the daily zone, and my stop is going to be 25 pips. You're going to measure 25 pips. You're like, okay, 25 pips right over here. So when price comes here, I'm probably going to put a buy limit so that this gets activated, and I'm trading my plan. Because stop is below the zone, it's 20 pips, 30, whatever. Right? Same thing goes for sells too. Right? Your stops are here. But if your stop is, let's say you're saying, okay, I'm gonna enter right over here and have a 25 pip stop over here in the zone, that's gonna get hit too, because it's still in the zone. Right? It's still in the zone. Someone's sound keep cutting out. Oh, it's gotta fix your speakers. Someone asked me the question. How do you know it will not break that zone? You don't know. You know, that's a $1 million question. If people knew that zones will 100% not get break, everyone's going to be fucking rich. You don't know if it's going to break or not. You just don't know. You just go off probabilities, right? That if a zone breaks, hey, you know, there was a chance it's going to break. What did we talk about? That's going to be 70 to 80% chance that at least a 1 hour zone and higher are gonna, you know, price is gonna bounce. That's just a probability. That's the probability of anything in life. You know, you go out to drive. How do you know you're not gonna get hit? You know, how do you know that? You don't know that. Someone can hit you. That's why you got seatbelts and brakes and red lights and stop signs. Right? Same thing over here. There's a probability. You know, so. Same thing as like if you drive down a one-way street, if you go down the opposite way, what's the probability you're going to get hit? That's like an early entry on charts. You take an early entry and you have a stop loss above the zone here, there's a probability it's going to get fucking stopped out. You know, if you go opposite way on the one-way street, there's a probability you're going to get hit. High probability. Or if you go the right way, there's very, very low probability. Right? Same thing here. If your stop is below the zone, there's a probability it's not going to get hit. There's a high probability it's not going to get hit. That's the thing. If you aren't winning 90% of your trades, there are no such thing as there's no such thing as a mental stop loss, man. Like Ted just mentioned it. There's no such thing as a mental stop loss. If you think you have a mental stop loss, man, like good luck. Mental stop loss doesn't work, because when you have a mental stop loss, right? Okay, let's see what happens when you have a mental stop loss. Okay, let's talk about mental stop losses. You have a mental stop loss, okay? You're like, you say, you know, every morning you wake up, you look in the mirror and say, yay, man, I'm a good fucking trader. Fuck yeah, let's go trade. Okay, so you come to your trading station. You come to your trading station and price is coming down, you take a buy here. All right, we got a buy over here. When price is coming down, it goes below the zone, and you're like, okay, yeah, I got a mental stop loss. I'm just gonna mentally move my stop down to a bottom zone here. You know, it comes down, you know, and it goes up. It goes up. You're like, okay, perfect. You know, I got a mental stop. I'm a good trader. I have patience. I'm gonna wait for price to come up to break even, and then I'm gonna close, because you got a mental stop loss. What happens? Price comes down here again, and you're like, oh, okay. You know what? I'm just gonna probably hold just a little bit, and if it's a trending pair, let's say gold or GJ, it's gonna fucking shoot down. And you're like, oh shit. That's what happens to mental stop losses. And you're like, oh man, why? The candle was bullish. Why did I fucking take a loss? Oh, candle was bullish. We had support. We had this. We had that. You know, that wouldn't help you. But now when you look at it in a way that, okay, hey, wait a minute. It broke support. It bounced up. Now this support turned resistant. Interesting. So this is what happened, you know, because market's always right? Market always right. Market always has a rhyme and reason. But since you had a mental stop loss, you didn't see the setup. So someone asked me a very stupid question. Would you recommend to always use a stop loss? I just don't know, man. Why? Fuck. You know? So this is what happened here. That you did not see this. So now when you took that loss, now you're going to look at it in the way that, okay, how could I have been a winner? How could this may have been a winner? Right? So now you look at this way. Broker support came up. Oh, the support and resistance. This was a retest. Shit, it went down. So now you make a note that, okay, maybe next time I'm not going to have a mental stop loss because it broke support. And now I'm just going to wait because it broke support. It's going to come up for a retest because it happened the last time I had a mental stop loss and it fucked me. So now I learned my lesson. I'm just going to have a stop loss and wait for it to do a retest because it did that the last time. And now I can win the trade. Retest. Hey Ted, you want to talk about some shit? Like I'm just gonna take like a 5-minute break here. You okay with that? Yeah. Ted. Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, I think it's funny because we talk a lot about the same things over and over again, and really trading from a retail standpoint is very basic. The reason why I say that is because there's only so much information we know as retail traders. Like if you notice what you are being educated with, what you sort of work with, everybody uses the same thing. Honestly, you haven't seen someone come into the online world and say, hey, I can show you an institutional panel where I can show you what we're doing today at Goldman Sachs. So with that being said, everyone has access to the exact same information. It's how you apply this information and where your work ethic comes from. And once again, this is different than high school. This is different than university. I think a lot of people, and I've said this before, skated through school, skated through university. There was no effort required. I went through university. You could literally copy off your neighbor or get last year's term papers or do whatever you need to do and never have a problem and pass university and you're done. You can go work at a job every day and you can just passively sit there and spin around in your chair all day and you'll probably keep getting paid. This is the first, unless you're like a champion bodybuilder or a professional athlete, this is probably the first real test you've had in your life. And I think this is the reason why people don't understand the effort that's required to get into this. And every time you're working in this, and especially when you're younger, you haven't experienced a lot of life's ups and downs yet. Like you haven't been really put to the test. And what I mean is you're back to the wall, like literally making life decisions. You know, if you live at home, you're never going to have a problem, right? Your parents are always going to give you a meal. Go start with zero on the street and see if you can go from being homeless to having a home, right? That means getting a job, finding a place to live, being able to budget, doing all these different things. You'll suddenly realize how hard it is because it's the same reason why kids come back from university, they go back to their parents' house because it's a safety place, right? You don't have to exert effort. You don't have to be scared of things. So now when you look at trading, and you say, well, I want to become a good trader, I want to make money. You toss your $100 into your account, your $500 into your account, and now it's the real world. Like there's no one to copy off of. There's nobody to turn around and say, well, everyone, let's take gold buys today. And you know, you enter in the gold buy at like 12:05 and you close at 12:07 and now you're done for the day, right? There's no way that anybody can do that. And now you're coming to the realization that your life sucks. But that's okay though, because now what you're starting to realize is you're learning the mental threshold about yourself. You're understanding what your limit is, and now you as a person now have to build out that limit. And what I mean by that is you sit around and you get frustrated and you know, everyone's a scam, everybody's this, I hate Ted, I hate Rakil, I hate whoever. That's acceptable. You're going to hate us because of the fact that we're the first people that have actually come into your life and said, hey, this shit's hard. We're here beside you, but I can't tell you when to take a trade. I can't tell you how to control discipline. I can't tell you how to control your emotions. Like, what do you want me to do? Every time that you overtrade, you want me to come to your house and cut your finger off? Like that, because that's literally what you are asking me to do. You are literally asking me to discipline you when you make a mistake. And you're telling me that you do not have enough discipline in your body to understand that throwing away $100 every day or $500 every 2 days or $1,000 every 3 days, you do not have enough discipline to understand the value of that money. You will understand the value of that money when you have no more money left. And then you look back at your trading account and you'll say, wow, I just blew like 15,000 or 20,000 trading when I could have traded demo for 6 months and taken my time, or I could have traded penny lots and taken my time. You're going to realize that. And it's like a bad relationship. You only realize how bad it was once you're out of it. So if you want us to kick your ass every day, I will. And I tell people all the time, you're making the same mistakes, but it's up to you to consciously believe that I either want to do this and I want to be successful, or this is just a game for me and I'm just willing to gamble. And if I'm willing to gamble, I just need to go to the casino and I don't have to really worry about anything else. I'll go play blackjack, make $500 and I'll leave. You have to put everything into perspective. And like I've told people, this is the hardest thing you're ever going to do in your life. And if you don't believe that, if you think I'm joking, sit in front of the markets when there's unexpected news and you don't have a stop loss and watch your account blow. Sit there for 3 hours at a time and then shut your computer down, and then on the 4th hour the market moves like crazy and it would have moved to where you thought it was supposed to go. So this is where mentally you have to be strong and you have to understand that this is a grind every single day. Not every day is a trade. Even though everybody around you, and it's funny because I know exactly what you're all thinking. I think the same thing too. I sit here and we're in the Twitch webinar every day and we all take trades and everyone goes around and takes trades. Oh, buy here, sell there. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's going up, going down. Then you go on social media. Oh, I just took like $1 million trade here. Oh, I just stacked 20 positions there. You have so many people telling you how good they did, and then you're sitting there in your basement or in your room, in a closet, wherever the hell you're sitting, and you're looking at your charts going, I can't find a trade. What am I doing wrong? But you're not doing anything wrong. That's the point. You're not doing anything wrong because you haven't risked anything. You haven't lost any money. You haven't done anything wrong. It's almost like the world could be blowing up around you, but if you're underneath a rock and you're protected, who cares what's going on around you? And that's exactly how you have to have the mentality. It's like when I sit on the Twitch feed, I take trades. I can show everyone my trades. I show them now regularly just because I want people to see, you know, that trading is exactly what it is. It's not every day. I took like maybe 10 trades this week. I took 2 gold trades yesterday. I spoke about the gold trades, and then I hear everyone else looking at GJ, EJ, UJ. Everyone's taking wins. You know what? Those charts didn't even cross my mind because I had an idea in my head. I liked my gold trades. I said where gold was going to go. Gold went to where it was. I even got out early. I closed my trades early. It went to exactly where I said it was going to go, but it didn't bother me because the whole idea in my head was I successful today? Did I take a trade where I profited? But more importantly, did I take a trade where I looked at the charts, I understood where the market was going, and I was able to understand and accurately make a good decision on my end? Whether it was a good decision to take a trade or whether it was a good decision not to take a trade. That is going to be your overall consciousness, and that is how you have to approach the market every single day. Sitting here for webinars, sitting here on Twitch feed, you know, trying to analyze trades is not always going to be the best thing for you. You know what? There might be a day where you don't see anything in the market. Close the market, close your charts down, go watch TV. Don't get into the Twitch feed. Don't sit there and feel that you have to force a trade, because these concepts that we're talking about right now, where to place a stop loss, where to take profit, what to do with a gap trade, that stuff can be totally irrelevant if you just focus on yourself and you understand your limitations, and you understand on either accepting those limitations, that you've reached the peak of your performance and now you just have to be consistent, or if you believe that your limitations can be broken, how do I go about doing that? What are the small steps that I need to go and do that? Because going to the gym, if you're 250 pounds or 300 pounds and you expect to lose 100 pounds in a week, you're not going to be able to do it. But if you say, hey, I can lose 5 pounds a week, maybe that's more acceptable, so that you know you're on a course now that I could lose maybe 10, 12 pounds a month, and by the end of the year, I've lost 100 pounds.
Yeah, awesome. No, that's right. So what we're going to do here, oh, nice. Perfect, Ted. Thank you so much. You know, words of wisdom by the oldest person here in the webinar. Okay, so those of you wondering, yes, perfect. See you tonight. I'll be there by like 9:30, 9:15. I'll get the seats. So those of you wondering, this is the simulator, right? This is the website. You go here, you go to the website to get the simulator. So what we're going to do here now is, this is the Zoom chat here. Okay, we're going to start a simulation here. Let's see here. So, what year should we go? No, our years are going to be 2018. No doubt. What's that? Oh, your JPY. Okay, what month? What month, my Zoom people? Tell me the month. So this is where you choose the months. These are your providers here. So you choose the providers just from here. Oh, someone said January, someone said November, someone said January, someone said, okay, let's go to November. Oh, June, February. Okay, let's go to June. Let's go to June. Okay, June the 10th, 11th, 17th, 24th. 17th, perfect. 17th, June 17th. This, and then this is where you choose the timings on this simulator. You choose your times right over here. And then this is your leverage. And this is your days. You set your dates from here. All right. You start simulation. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, oh my God, the virus. No, no, no. Where, oh, fuck, where did it go? There's a chart. What happened? Close this. What happened to simulate? Control W. What would that do? It's not going to do anything. You'll have to restart. Oh, well. Oh, it's the vast. Hold on. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was a vast stop me. Okay, there we go. You can see it. Let's go to Zoom. Let's go over here. Okay, perfect. Close. We're gonna go, and $2,500, $120,000. Okay, perfect. There we go. So we're gonna put some charts. Start with daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute. Haven't really done this on Twitch. Damn, it's the first time doing this one on Twitch. So open these charts. Open. Okay. So we have these charts open. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our session time. So let's say we're going to go to our 6 a.m. Eastern, right? So from this, you can choose your time frames here. See the 1 hour. So this is the time here. This is 5 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to go to 6 p.m. Eastern. So this is your London Open. London is 3, 4, 5, 6. This is your 6 a.m. Eastern. So what we're doing now is, okay, so now what do we do to analyze first, right? What's the first step that we do to analyze? We make sure that we have support and resistance. Make sense? So what I really recommend people to do is go to the 4-hour charts, and then you're trying to see, okay, where is your support, right? I guess support's right over here, down over here. And then you try to see, okay, where can be resistance? Resistance can be right over here, right? The previous 4-hour close. So how I identify that on the 4-hour charts is that it's always at the previous open and close, right? So it opened right over here. So this would be a resistance. This would be your support. Plus, if you look left, you got support here as well, right? 6 a.m. Eastern. And now you go to the 1 hour. So actually what you can do is you can actually copy these support resistance lines on the 1 hour as well, right? So here we go. So you got the 1 hour resistance, and then you got the 1 hour support. So what's going to happen here? Let's look at 30 minutes like this. So let's look on the 4 hour, it's going up. Let's look on the daily. Daily's trying to head down. 1 hour. So now, basically, what you're going to do is, if you're looking for buys, right, you're basically looking for buys down over here, right? So now what you got to do, you got to look at this 1 hour candle, and you got to say that, okay, if this 1 hour candle, you got to see, okay, if you take a buy, first of all, where is your stop loss going to be, right? Your stop loss is going to be below this 1 hour candle, which is right over here. So how big should your stop loss be? 10 pips. So you got to measure 10 pips. It's right over here. So you can take a buy if price comes down to 146.409 or somewhere down over here. So let's draw a shaded area, and let's say this is the area where we would be comfortable taking a buy. Make sense? Because the 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes is bearish, so the 1 hour is bullish. So this should head up as long until price stays above this 1 hour candle. Make sense? So what are we going to do? We're going to allot our risk. So we're going to use 1% risk on a 10 pip stop. Make sense? The daily looks like this, right? So we're just for the sake of examples, we're going to do this. And then what we're going to do is, and then we're going to look at it as like, okay, like, what, how could this spin out? If we lose this trade, we're going to start looking to see how could this been a fucking winner. Okay, makes sense? This simulation is not to win. This simulation is to teach you how you should do your, how do you analyze your losses? So just relax. You know what I'm saying? It's coming down. Right? Also look at the time, right? Also look at the time. Look how many minutes are passing here. So we're looking at the time. Oh, there was nothing. Right? Don't worry. We're going to look at everything. For now, we were just looking for a buy if price came down here so that we could have had like a nice stop loss. Right? But what happened here? We missed this trade. right? That's okay. That's okay. The 30-minute candle is about to close, and we're going to look at it. $30-minute candle closing right now, and right there. We got the 30-minute candle close. Okay? So now, 30-minute candle close. So now what we're going to see is that, okay, why did it not come all the way down, right? Because now look at this. Look at the way it moved. It moved 17 pips, right? So now you're not saying that, fuck, man, like I missed my trade, blah, blah, like I waited and now I've missed my trade. It's not about that. It's about how could you have taken this buy? Make sense? Because you missed it and someone was in it. And then you could have taken this buy. So now you got to look at yourself and see that, okay, how could I have taken this buy? So now we're going to look at that. Like, how could you have taken this buy, right? So let's go to the 30-minute, right? You have the 30-minute, and now you're looking to see that, okay, you know what? Maybe, hey, look at this. This must have been a booby trap candle, right? And it reversed. But now what you also find is that, okay, does this make sense now? Does this make sense right over here? Right? Does this make sense? So now let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Smaller time frame, so we see more information. Oh, okay. This makes much more sense now. Because now if we tell a story on the 15-minute, that okay, price came up, kind of like, we had this exhaustion up there and down, and this 14 EMA was kind of like trailing it. So maybe hey, this made sense here in this time. So now you make notes that okay, you know what? 30-minute candle close here. There was kind of like support. Momentum was up since price was bouncing from a 1-hour support. So hey, maybe like the 4-hour was bouncing from a strong 4-hour zone. So this had to go all the way up to the zone. Does that make sense? Or what you say is that, oh man, I was looking for a buy and fucking this thing should have came down, and like, no, you're not looking at that like that. You're looking at it like, okay, how could I have been in this buy? So now you make notes. You're like, okay, perfect. Right? Perfect. So this was a support here. This was like a higher low price made to continue moving up. Make sense? So now what's happening? Now we're reaching a 1-hour resistance, right? So far we haven't taken a trade, right? We're reaching a 1-hour resistance here. So what do we do? What do we do? Do we sell right here, or do we wait for this 1-hour candle to close? Right? Because if you're saying that you have to wait for the 1-hour candle to close, okay, what's going to happen? Maybe price can reverse, right? But now what you got to do is, if you are aggressive, right? Let's talk about those aggressive traders who don't want to wait and shit like that, right? If you're an aggressive trader, maybe you're looking, if you're looking to sell, so what do? You got to see where your stop loss is going to be, right? Once again, you got to see where your stop loss is going to be. So your stop loss is probably going to be above, like maybe your stop loss is going to be right over here, 146,690. That's where your stop loss is. And now you got to measure how big your stop loss should be. If you take a sell here, your stop loss is going to be 7 pips. Or if you take a sell over here, your stop loss is going to be like 4 pips, right? So is this like a good stop area? I think it is, right? So we take a sell, and this is for all those aggressive traders. If this breaks the zone and goes up, we're going to look to see why and what, like why things happen, right? So that's what we're going to do. So it's just going. Right? Because, I mean, when you take losses, you always got to look at it from a fact that, okay, how could I have, like, you know, made a better trade or whatever. So, see here, we predetermined our risk, right? We predetermined our risk. And what did we learn from this trade? This trade was that, okay, this is a 1 hour resistance. Right? So now, what are the chances that the 1 hour resistance is going to get respected? What's the chances? 60 to 70% chance? I'd say 60 to 70% chance. It's going to get respected. Right? So what do? We close this. We took one trade. Our few break even, whatever, right? But now what you're doing is you're looking to see that, okay, this is, okay, so let me just make this one note, right? Okay, so I want everyone to make this note here. I'm going to write it here. I want everyone to make this note. This note is 1 hour support resistance. Best. Actually, let me just do this. 4 hour support resistance, the best. 1 hour support resistance, best. And 30-minute support resistance, better. Right? I personally use the 30-minute support resistance for, like, you know, scalping, because I find that the 30-minute support resistance is stronger than the 15-minute one, because I see some people use the 15-minute support resistance, but that's fine. But here's what, right? Here's what. The thing is, if you're looking at the 15-minute time frame, what's happening? On the 15-minute time frame, you see more setups. If I'm right, just say yes. Just say why. Let's say why. On 15-minute, you see more setups than you see on the 1 hour time frame or the 30-minute time frame. That's just a fact, right? You see a lot of setups. Now, when you look on the 5-minute time frame, you see a lot more setups than the 30-minute time frame and the 1 hour time frame, right? So what happens? So let's take an example, right? Let's say you buy a lot of stuff for cheap from China. Are they going to be good quality? No. What if you buy the same stuff from, let's say, a better brand from Europe? That's going to be good quality, right? That's going to be expensive, right? And you're probably not going to be able to buy a whole lot of it. Maybe you're going to be able to buy like 2 or 3 pieces, but they're going to be really good quality, right? Same thing happens in trading. So now please make notes of this, that when you're looking at a small time frame, let's say the 5-minute time frame, you see a lot of setups. So when you see a lot of setups, they will not be good quality setups. Horrible fucking quality setups, right? But when you look on the 30-minute time frame setups, you're not going to find them all the time, but they're going to be good quality setups, right? So more setups equals low quality on 5-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame. Why? Because they're weak. They are weak confirmations and they can break easily, right? 30-minute, better. 1 hour is the best, right? 4 hour is the best, right? But you got to wait more. On the 1 hour, you got to wait more for a setup, but it's a good quality setup. 30-minute, you got to wait less, but it's still a good quality setup. 15-minute, you got to wait even more less, but it's not as good quality, right? So just keep that in mind. I have someone here in the group who waits for 30-minute candles to close, right? So we're gonna close this. So we're gonna close this here, you know. So now, what I was about to say is that, okay, 30-minute has found support and 30-minute has found resistance, right? So now you got to see, okay, how big is this range? This is an 20 pip range, right? So now, how confident are you that price is going to go all the way down here for 20 pips. Is that, what are the odds of that happening? More or less. Will this entire move happen? Will you be confident in this entire move, or will you be confident in till here, quarter, maybe 3/4 of the way? I'd say 3/4 of the way, or maybe a half of the way. I'd like that 100% all day long, right? Because you got to put yourself in a position where you can have better. You can have like a better chance of grabbing some pips, because if this is 20 pips, there's a very less chance. Well, I won't say very less. There's 45% chance or 50% chance it's going to go all the way down. But there's a 70 to 80% chance it's going to go at least half of the way. And and then that's when you let one run. So we're going to wait for this candles to close. The 15-minute candle is forming right now. And then we're going to wait for this 30-minute candle to close, right? So now we're going to wait for this 30-minute to close, and we're going to go forward. Let's go forward 30 minutes. So now see, we are down at support. So now what do you do over here? The 1 hour closed like this. What do you do? What do you do here? How confident would you be in a buy right here? How confident would you be? Who wants to take a buy? Who wants to take a sell? Like right now, right at this very moment. Looking at the 15-minute. Buy, sell, buy, sell. Let's look at the 4 hour. Look at this 4 hour. Buy with 5 pip stop loss. Why? The thing is, you have to look for setups. Look at this setup right here. It broke resistance. No, it rejected resistance. And what was this? What was this move up? This move up was the first touch, right? First touch. That was the first touch. So you were more confident in taking sells. Now you have all these candles here. There's no trade. There's no trade. You got to understand that you have to look for visually appealing setups. Not because price is at a support or at a resistance. Are you dumb? You're waiting for visually appealing setups. This is not visually appealing at all, is it? Tell me. Just look at it again. Is this visually appealing? Of course, it can go down, but it's just not visually appealing. It's also at a 30-minute support. It's not appealing at all. So you wait. Yeah, exactly. You wait for something that makes sense to you. See, it's moving down, you take sells, and then guess what happens? I think it's going to do a retrace or whatever, but we wait for this 15-minute to close. See this? Look at this. He said, what do you do? Waiting. Is there any news? No, there's no news. You're just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and 15-minute candle closed. We look at the 5-minute. Oh, it's like this. We look at the 15-minute. It's coming down. But you have these supports here. You look at the 30-minute. You still have the supports here. So what? This was 10 pips. From support, it just fell 10 pips. So if you would have taken a buy over here, let's look at it this way, okay? If you would have taken a buy over here, and you would have said, okay, we're at support, fuck yeah, let's buy support. So now you lost the trade, right? You lost the trade, but now you look on the smaller time frames. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame and see that how was this a sell? Make sense? It moved down, and remember, market is always going to do what it's going to do. It moved down. So how could you have been in a sell? How could you have gotten this sell? So let's look at it. Okay. Let's do this analysis here. How could this been a sell if you were looking at the smaller time frames? Okay. Now candles were coming down, and then this was 5-minute support. Oh fuck! This candle broke support, and then this went up for a retest, and then it came down. So you just quietly make note of this. Oh, okay. This is why it went down. That's it. That's it. That's why it went down. There's no other reason why it went down. That's the only reason it went down. Make sense? This is how, and then when this happens, the next time it starts to happen, you remember this. You're like, oh fuck, okay, I've seen this happen. So now I can take a sell. Right? Makes sense? So now what's gonna happen? It broke support on the 30-minute, it broke support, but the candle hasn't closed. Candle hasn't closed. But it broke support. Right? Maybe 15 minutes is going to do a retest and then head down. So what do? If we're waiting for a retest, what do? Right? If you are trying to take a retest here, you're saying that, okay, maybe, I should have a stop somewhere up here. Right? Somewhere up here. Your stop loss should be somewhere up here. So now you're measuring, okay, this is a stop I can have. So maybe you can sell over here and have a stop. 30-minute candle is about to close. So, we're just going to wait for the 30-minute candle to close and see what it does. And there we go. We have the 30-minute candle close like this. Let's look at the 1 hour. What's happening now? What's happening now? What's this? Should we wait for a retracement for a sell? Yeah, so let's wait. So now we got to see that, okay. So now as long as price stays below the previous 30-minute candle, it's good for sells. Yep, right there. So if it starts to go up, we're going to see, okay, what did we miss? Candles are forming. We're just waiting for candles to close. Okay. See this? Right? So 30-minute broke support. This candle broke support. And then we measured our stop loss. We measured to see, okay, how big is our stop? Okay, we can have a 10-pip stop. We're following a plan, right? We can have a 10-pip stop. And that's cool. Because on the 30-minute, see? Better support resistance. So now 1 hour has broken the support. So now where it's going to go? What's the odds it's going to come way down over here? Right? So you close some position. Let rest at break even. And you let it run. Right? You let it run. So now you don't know where it's going to go. You've just taken your profits of what you wanted to take, when you're scalping. So you're just letting it run. You don't care where it's going to go. We got 5 more minutes. 4 hour. It looks like 4 hour can come down to fill this wick really in the next hour. Then we got the 1 hour close. Okay. See this retracement. Stopped out. So now what do? Now what do? What's the game plan now? Wait. Okay. Wait. Or look at the stop here. Look at the stop. Sell again? Yeah, you can sell again. You can sell again. But now you got to understand that, okay, it just look on the 30-minute, right? Look at this. So I wouldn't be too confident, because if this is making a range here, this mini range, I'm like okay with this, because we already took 2 trades. Do you set your stop loss amount based on the range of the zone? I just did this twice, Gonzo. But this is going to be recorded, because I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm actually getting late for swimming class. So yeah, we're just gonna sit one out, but their chances is gonna go down because there's momentum and there's 1 hour resistance right over here, you know. So we're just gonna, let's go to the next 15 minutes. Now the 15-minute has closed like this, so it should come down here. Let's go to the next 15-minute candle. Awesome. See, so now it's going to fill this range. So this again, it would have been a good trade, right? Because it was 1 hour support resistance. Makes sense? So now it's going to go further down. Look at this 30-minute. So now this is not a sell. Now, because if you missed this trade, you missed it. That's the thing, you missed it. So the sell was from up here, not from up. But this is not a sell, because now if you're taking a sell, you're risking a 20 pip stop. Because now look at this. You got to make sure price stays below that 30-minute candle. Even though it can go down, it's just good practice. Right? Let's go to the next 15-minute close. And let's go to see that. If you would have taken a sell, you would have gotten fucked in the ass. Let's go to the next 15-minute candle close. There we go. See? So now, this was visually appealing here, right? This trade. This was visually appealing. Now, is this trade visually appealing? Look at this 1 hour. Is this visually appealing? Where's it going to go? We don't fucking know. It's not visually appealing at all. This is the new 4-hour candle, right? So it's just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm actually getting late here. I have to go attend to some activities. But I hope this was educational and you guys found some sort of value in this, because I did it from the depth of my heart. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a great Sunday. We'll see you in New York session. Take care, everyone.